Doing out there? Good afternoon, good evening, however you are when you are watching this. Hopefully, you're great, you're awesome. How's the balance in your life? All right, I'll put that in the chat so I can get some feedback. All right, so today we're talking about get balance back in your life, right? We all need that. Uh, Keep our lives balanced, right? All dealing with different things that we got going on, things of that nature there. Make sure this is close. We all know that life is not always easy. There are days when we feel like the weight of the world is on our shoulders and it feels like nothing will ever be okay again. But you can learn to get your life balance back. We know the balance is hard to come by, but it can be done. We all have times when our life gets a tad bit out of control. Work takes up all of our time and the family life begins to suffer, or we spend a little more money on that social life and our finances begin to shift. Maybe we are running ourselves into the ground and now our health is beginning to take a turn. So, is that you? I know that is me trying to find that even balance in life. And for some, they say it's okay for them to have that very uneven, balanced work to life ratio or work to social ratio or work to family, whatever it is, right? Everybody has something that works for them. But even though that unbalanced in somebody else's mind might be balanced for somebody else, right? So is that you? Do you feel your life is balanced? Yes or no? Just hit it in the chat. Let me know. Is your life balanced? Just think about that. Do you feel that you have a balanced life where you are able to, properly get things done the way you would like for them to be? Um, First and foremost, we got to put health first, right? The road to a healthier lifestyle is not an easy one. It is important that you take care of ourselves. We do some self-examination, that our sleeping patterns are not being disrupted by things like work or socializing. We are eating healthy foods regularly enough. How much exercise do we get each week? Have any of these habits negatively impacted our health in the recent months and years? So I have one, especially right when COVID hit and everything else, and we were locked down and couldn't have the gym open, things of that nature. They're trying to struggle to figure out, okay, what is happening? How are we going to make this shift? How can we continue to make things work? And that's when my life started to take that shift, that uneven balance there. And it was trying to navigate, okay, I got to get this done over here, but I got to make sure that is done. And that's where my health for the first time in my life started to kind of deteriorate. So I started not eating properly or not eating enough, not getting my meals in because I was trying to get things online or try to answer people's questions as much as possible and making sure everything was working the way it was. And then, if the kiddos came around, try to make sure I'm giving them a little bit of attention here to make sure, they're feeling like life is still moving along and there's not something catastrophic happening. So that was me. And then all of a sudden I found myself 2 months in having a pint or two of Ben and Jerry's every night, right? So it can happen just like that in a blink of an eye. If we're not mindful of it, we're not paying attention to the things that are going on around us. Wifey was like, is that your second Ben and Jerry's tonight? Yeah. So it took me probably 6 or 7 months to get that little pooch off of eating all that Ben and Jerry's, although it is quite delicious. I mean, let's just put it out there. Let me know what your favorite flavor is. Mine is the milk and cookies, but that's a story for another day, right? The first step on the journey towards being more mindful about how we live our lives starts with understanding what keeps us from achieving this goal. If something has been interfering with getting adequate sleep lately, make sure there isn't anything going on at night before bed, such as watching TV, which we've discussed before, until the late hours, or drinking caffeinated beverages too late in the day, which is going to prevent you from getting that decent night's sleep, or is going to keep you up too late into the night. And then you try to get to sleep and you got to get up and get to work again, right? So what is that for you? Do you have anything that's keeping you up? Do you have anything that's causing your brain to not be able to shut off for a little bit so you can just relax? What is that? What do you have going on? For me lately, we're working on a project that requires a lot of time, research, partnerships, things of that nature there. We've been working on this now for about 6 to 8 months, and we're about a month away from the launch. And this portion of it requires so much more attention and energy that it is starting to pull a little bit, but I know the reward is going to be worth it. So maybe that's the case for you. Is what you're doing now going to be worth it to allow you to free up more time later, or to be able to do the things more often that you're looking to do down the road, right? Next one, let's take a look at our family life. Don't let your family become background noise to the other things you are doing. If they're not a priority in your life, how do you expect them to act as one? What would it look like if their needs weren't met? What is each person really looking for from dad or mommy right now? How can we meet those desires and get closer with our loved ones at the same time? It is important that our family is not getting the time that is left over from all of the many other obligations that we have in our life. Let me know if you struggled with this in the past. I know that I have. Again, I have certain goals for not only myself, but the family as well. And in order to reach those goals, I have to spend a significant amount of time working on the steps in order to get there, right? I have to be able to continue to keep that balance in how many hours I'm actually working, and then how much focus the rest of the family is getting, or the family is getting, right? So I try to schedule out time where if we're hanging out and doing something, that's all that we're doing. The phone is off, or is at least on vibrate. So that way the hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours that we're hanging out, that time is uninterrupted, right? There's no way that you can get a hold of me. I'm all in with the family. And then once that time is up, or prior to, however you want it, vice versa, then I'm all in the other direction as well. And a lot of times I try to get up before everybody else gets up and get at least 3 or 4 hours of work in prior to anybody even waking up. And that seems to help significantly. Although obviously with running a gym and having teams and all of that, obviously during the middle of the day, more people are up and they're going to need access to you, or have certain questions and things that they need to get answered. So it's important to know that we are putting our family first, our health first, and then our family, or however you want to schedule that out or work that out. But that is important. And family is very important to me. So I want to make sure that they're not feeling like they are put on the back burner because of certain goals and aspirations that I might have for myself or the family. So if you're the same way, put it in the chat. Let me know. I'm getting, I need to put this on those added apps to my tablet. So we won't talk about that. Observe the different areas in our life, right? So many people have a daily routine that consists of work, family, and social. However, there are other parts to them as well, such as their health and their finances, which they may take less care in managing. It is important to make sure we are happy with all aspects of our life, so it can be enjoyed fully without regret later on when things become more difficult for one reason or another, right? So we got to be able that. It's important to have that balance, because if we have the balance and then we have 4 or 5 items on either side, right? If one is starting to dwindle away or suffer, that balance is not going to have a significant shift, right? Because we're still making sure that everything else in our life is on an even keel. Oftentimes when something does dip, this over here peaks up, and then we're able to better balance that out. So is that the case for you? Have you had that happen before where there's a certain area that's struggling, but because you were taking care of everything else, it was able to kind of allow you to relieve that stress or that pressure that may have happened from this area over here not going as well as planned, right? Priorities and values. What are your values? What is most important to us in life? If we want it all, then make a list of what's really important to us and prioritize them. Put more work into things that matter the most so they can be fulfilled first before working on anything else. And this is a tough one as well, right? Because we got to figure out, okay, again, I have my list, and I tried to show you guys this last time without putting all of my stuff out there. So I have my list, right? You probably see it through the back here. That's my list, right? So I have my list of things that I want to get done and things that I know that I need to take care of, where areas that I need to be better in. Every time we write things down, I believe, don't quote me on this one, it's like 5 to 10x on the chances of us getting them done and achieving them and having better success. So I try to write things down daily. I try to write things that I'm trying to focus on for the week, things I'm trying to focus on for the month, and things for the year, right? So I want to be able to plan that out significantly ahead of time there, and making those adjustments and making those corrections. Obviously, throughout the day, there's certain things that are going to change. Throughout the week, there's certain things that are going to change. And for the year, obviously, things are going to change because I might actually be working on something that's going to take 9, 10 months to get to, but I want to be able to have that there in the back of my head, knowing that how things are going to work out and plan out in the end. So closing out, it's easy to let life balance take a back seat when we're busy and have lots on our plate. But it's important not to neglect ourselves. Don't waste time with work that doesn't make an impact. Spend more quality time with friends who care about what matters most in our world. Put new habits into practice. It takes some discipline, but being mindful of these things we value is very liberating. Let's allow this newfound freedom to lead us towards living a fulfilling life. So find that balance for you. Everybody's balance is going to be different. Everybody's balance is not going to look exactly the same. However, what is it going to be for us that allows us to be happy, fulfilled, loved? How is that for us? Figure that out. Write it down. Write what that looks like for you in your life, and then go ahead and attack that list on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, monthly basis, yearly basis. Get that taken care of so that we can keep that even balance in life. And remember, life is going to have some dips, some twists and turns. It's a roller coaster, right? It's not always exactly how we want it. It's not always smooth, free flowing ahead. But again, the more balanced and more focused we can be on that path to having an even balance, the easier it is going to be to deal with those obstacles as they come, those ups and downs. Okay. So take care of yourself. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you again on Monday, same time. Believe that things can get better. And as always, be better